Hello, everyone, and welcome back to AEC Today Reports. We're so happy that you joined us today. And in this episode, we're going to be talking about a topic that I think deserves a little bit more attention than we give it sometimes, and that is domestic violence. We're going to talk about some of the signs. We're going to talk about ways that you can help someone or yourself if you're experiencing it. We're also going to hear from Pine Forge Academy principal about what's happening on that regard, as well as from our Haitian Youth Federation. This is the first time in 27 years they did not have their annual retreat. We're going to talk about what they're up to. And lastly, based on popular demand, we're bringing Faye Gregory back so we can get moving together. So stay tuned for that. We'll see you after the break. All right, thank you for staying tuned to AEC Today Reports. We're very happy to have with us now another special guest, Mrs. Cheryl Chavers. How are you doing, Cheryl?
Doing very well. Thanks for having me.
We appreciate you joining us. Now, you are an elder at the Calvary Church in Newport News,
Yes, I am.
and you've also just recently assumed a new role professionally. Can you share with us what that is?
Yes, I've just recently been selected to serve as the domestic violence specialist for our local police department here in Virginia.
Awesome. And that's a new position, right? Created just
Create a
recently.
brand new position to just basically tackle the issue of domestic violence from a law enforcement perspective, and then to do some outreach in the community to talk about this issue so we can break the silence as it relates to domestic violence.
Awesome, awesome. And so, many of our states are now on this stay at home order, and the objective is to keep people safe. But yet, we understand that there's a group of people out there where staying at home doesn't necessarily mean they're safe. And I think you know what group I'm talking about. Can you share with us what the current statistics are of domestic violence and the increase during this pandemic?
Absolutely. We have seen a surgence in the amount of domestic violence in the United States. If we follow the projection of China, they saw an increase in domestic violence reporting. Same with Italy, same thing with France. And so we expect the same whenever there's a disaster or any type of crisis that's taking place in society, we can extremely expect to see the numbers increase as it relates to domestic violence happening in our communities.
And that really is a sad reality. And when we talk about abuse, of course, we typically think of physical abuse, but there's several types of abuse that can take place when individuals are in a home or in an abusive relationship. Can you share with us some of the types of abuse that some of us may not even realize is out there?
Absolutely. So, of course, the one that most people know about is there's physical abuse,
Hmm.
but the most prominent type of abuse is emotional, psychological abuse. We also see manifestations of sexual abuse, religious abuse,
Mm.
digital abuse, financial abuse, and unfortunately, the list goes on and on in terms of the types of abuse that people are faced with.
Okay, so unpack this financial abuse. I mean, we know that right now this stimulus check is coming to so many Americans. How are some abusers even using that as a way to be abusive to their spouses?
Absolutely. And so that's a significant concern. We can expect within the next few weeks, the government is going to be releasing these stimulus checks to various households.
Mhm.
And oftentimes, as relates to financial abuse, the abused or the victim survivor, they will not have access to the financial means for the household. And so they're not able to do the things that they need to do financially. They're so restricted. And so with this check coming out, we can expect to see that instead of the money being disseminated throughout the household for the things that are needed, like what would be done in a healthy relationship. There
Mhm.
would be a discussion about where these funds should go, what should we purchase. Well, in a relationship where there's domestic violence, they're not going to have that type of discussion, and unfortunately, those funds are not going to go to where it needs to, and that could further place the household in jeopardy as it relates to their finances.
Wow, that's something I never would have even thought about. So, and I think you're bringing up something that maybe someone in an abusive relationship may not have even realized applies to them. Can you share with us some signs of abuse? I know in many relationships, people don't even realize that that's the type of relationship they're in.
Exactly. And so some of the signs that you can think of is that it happens in isolation.
Mm.
And so people don't want to share what they're going through, or they may not be able to fully understand what they're going through. So someone may experience depression. They may not have access to their family members. They may have to constantly check in with their abuser and keep them informed about what's taking place with them. They would also not have access to maybe the household finances. They
Mm.
would be physically abused. Some people are, and so you may see some signs of that on them where it's summertime and someone might be wearing a turtleneck to cover up some of the abuse that they may be experiencing. So there are so many different signs that we can watch out for, and we need to pay attention to those red flags so that we can be able to provide the support that is needed. And if I may say specifically as it relates to this pandemic,
Yes.
um, people who are experiencing domestic violence, they are at significant risk where an abuser may withhold sanitizers. They may withhold
Mhm.
disinfectant for the household. They may not
Right.
practice social distancing. They may say, oh, big deal, this is no big deal, and go out there and put the household in jeopardy because they're
Wow.
not isolating or practicing social distancing. If a victim survivor may be an essential employee and they need to get to work, they may prevent them from going to work.
Wow.
So that's another way that they could inflict harm upon someone. In addition, we're inundated with news about COVID 19. So,
Yes.
constantly on the news, social media, we're hearing about it, but a victim, the perpetrator, may isolate them and not give them access to what's taking place. So, the victim survivor may be ignorant about what is taking place, or the perpetrator may isolate them and have them sequestered away from the rest of the family, saying, you know what, I think you have COVID 19. You don't need to be with the children.
Mm.
You don't need to see the rest of the family. And so they're further isolated in this time of social distancing.
Wow, that's so unsettling to hear. And with all of that being said, since we're not really able to go out and have access like we typically would, someone who is experiencing this, who may be watching this right now, what are some resources that are out there for them during this particular time?
There are a lot of resources, and one thing I want to do is just challenge the narrative that they've been taught, that
Mm.
they're weak, that they're not strong, that they're not capable, that they're deserving of the abuse. I want to counter that and let
Mhm.
someone know who's experiencing it that you are strong and you are resilient, and God has placed in you the ability to overcome. But there are resources out there to let you know that you are not alone. We
Mhm.
have the National Domestic Violence Hotline. They are on standby 24/7 to be able to you can contact them, and they can give you the safety planning that is needed in order to ensure that you stay safe. That's the most important thing for victim survivors, is that they stay safe
Amen.
during this time of pandemic. And
Thank you.
also there are local organizations that they can research to try to have access to find out how they can be safe during this time.
Great. Thank you for that information. And we'll make sure the numbers are there for you. Now, we talked about individuals who are experiencing this themselves. What about if we kind of see signs of some of this in others? What can we do, those who may witness this in someone else, aside from sharing the resources? Is there anything that observers of abuse can do to help?
Absolutely. There's a lot that can be done. And one of the things that you can do is to check on your friends. If you know that you have a friend who is going through this, try to check on them. And prayerfully, you would have had some code words that you can utilize, taking into consideration that a victim survivor may be monitored. So they may
Mm.
not be freely able to express themselves or share what's going on. So some code words could vastly help the situation. And depending on the severity of what's taking place, they might say a specific word, and that would dictate whether or not you should intervene, whether that means dropping by, whether that means calling the police for them. So those code words would also be very helpful. It's also important that you listen and
Mm.
that you provide unconditional support, and that you're there for them without judgment. We have to be very mindful of some of the things that we say to someone who may be experiencing it, because that can further solidify them living in silence from this abuse.
Thank you so much, and you're so right about that. And we speak about changing the narrative. I know, in speaking before, we talked about the fact that sometimes it's not even what we say directly to an abuser; it's what they overhear us saying in conversation when things of domestic violence comes up. Can you share a little bit about that?
Absolutely. And I got permission to share this story, but it's so powerful in its imagery. There was a young lady that I was talking to, and she disclosed to me that she had been sexually abused by her stepfather for a very long time. And then talking with her, I said, well, would you tell your mom? You're very close with your mom. Why don't you disclose to her and share with her what you went through? And she said, absolutely not. I will not tell my mother. I said,
Wow.
well, why is that? And she says, well, do you remember a few years ago there was a certain R&B celebrity singer who was accused by multiple women of being sexually abused, of sexually abusing multiple women. And I observed my mother and my aunts and her friends, they were all talking about that situation. And
Mm.
they shared things like, those girls must have asked for it. Why
Right.
did they wait so long to say something? They must have wanted it. It's their fault. They should have said no.
Mm.
This young lady, she internalized that. Well, wait a minute. If I tell my mom, is she going
Wow.
to blame me as the victim? Is she going to say that I waited too long to say something and that I asked for it from my stepfather and that it's my fault and I brought this upon myself? And because of that, she decided I am not saying a word. So we have to be careful of the things that we say
Mercy.
in jest or cavalier, because it can impact someone and solidify that silence once again. And it's our job to make sure that we provide a platform, an environment for people to feel free to share the things that they're going through so that they can get the help to ensure that they're safe and be able to address the trauma that they've experienced.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you so much for sharing that. I think it's important for us to realize, this hashtag safer at home doesn't necessarily apply to everyone. And it's our job, one, to be vigilant and doing our part to help those who may be experiencing this. And for those who are experiencing it, we hope the resources that are out there, you're taking advantage of them. We want you to know, as Cheryl said, that you are important, you're valued, and you do not deserve abuse by any chance of the imagination under any circumstances. Thank you, Cheryl, so much for bringing light to such a touchy subject for some, but something that we definitely need to talk more about.
Absolutely. And thank you very much for the platform to do this. Appreciate
And
it.
and before we go, Cheryl is an author, co-author with her husband on a book. You want to tell us very quickly the name of your book and where people
Oh,
can get it?
absolutely. My husband and I, Micah Shavers, we wrote this book called Your Rejection, God's Protection.
Mm.
And basically, oftentimes we've experienced rejection and we get bitter, we get depressed and despondent, and we don't know what to do. Well, the Lord gave us 5 principles. Whenever you're faced with rejection, if you can apply one of these principles to your situation, you will be able to overcome and be able to move on in your Christian journey much faster than if you did not have these principles in place. So we're excited about this book. You can get this book at on Amazon. It's on Barnes and Nobles, as well as our website, which is www.traversian.com. Those are some of the outlets where you can purchase this book.
Oh, great. Thanks for that information. So please check out her books. And thanks once again, Cheryl, for all that you shared with us today.
Thank you so very much for having me.
All right. Take care and tell the family we said hello.
Most certainly will do. Bye
All
bye.
right. Bye bye. And please stay with us. We'll take a brief break and we'll be right back.
The Children and Youth Ministries gladly offers Prayer Connection Mondays, currently accepting the names of your children and youth on our Facebook page. Starts at 9 a.m. in the morning till 1 p.m. We take the time to give a prayer thought and we call out all the names, laying them before God's throne. Please join us weekly at 1 p.m. and let's connect our children and youth through prayer.
Welcome back to AEC Today Reports. We're so glad you joined us today. We have with us a special guest. He is the principal headmaster of Pine Forge Academy, none other than Clifford Reynolds. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Hello, everyone.
Yeah, so Pine Forge Academy, our beloved academy. This crisis has made some big changes for the academy. I think the first ever in its history. So tell us, what's the status of the school? How are things going with the students and faculty?
So we just want to tell you that first, everyone is doing well. Our staff is moving right along with our online learning, which we started on March 25th. So we had a plan early on that if anything would happen and we'd had to close schools for a while, what we would do was immediately go into our what we call spring break. So we had spring break from March 16th all the way through the 24th. And on the 25th, we started our our online learning. So we use the platform of Google Meets and Google Classroom, which our students were comfortable with and our teachers were comfortable with. So from that point on until now, we have been on an online platform which is Google Classroom. So we had a date to come back on yesterday, or actually today,
Yeah, okay.
April 13th. That was our first date to come back. But of course, Pennsylvania, the governor had closed down all the schools. And right before he closed down all the schools, we closed Pine Forge for the rest or the remainder of the year for our on-campus learning. But we are moving right along in our on-campus learning from now until the end of the year.
Okay, sounds good. So, I mean, a lot of adjustments had to be made. Like I said, this is kind of unprecedented for the academy. So, what has this crisis taught you about Pine Forge Academy, its teachers, its students, in the face of a challenge like this one?
It has taught me first because I'm new here. This is just my first year, but it has taught me that our students, our parents, and our staff are just resilient. And we also say that the Holy Spirit has been leading us right along with our administrative teams when we have been stuck with what to do. The Holy Spirit steps right in, gives us the information, and we usually do what is right before the governor comes on and says, do this or do that. We have already made those steps. So I want to thank the Pine Forge Academy Board of Trustees, along with our parents, our students, our staff members who are very nimble in making sure that we go from class or face-to-face learning to our online platform. They did it seamlessly. They worked through their spring break and really got things done. Now, of course, we had some hiccups, and we always will do.
Of course.
We did not plan for an online class. So we were getting things together. We've had some professional development on how to develop an online class to make it work even more seamlessly. So our staff and everyone has just been resilient, and we just really, really thank them and appreciate all that they have done.
Amen. I second that. Very impressive. Now, of course, many of our public schools have already announced that graduation for their seniors just won't happen this year. And there's been a lot of disappointment expressed, people putting up their senior pictures in honor of those individuals. So, is that the case for Pine Forge Academy as well this year? Will there not be a graduation?
Well, Pine Forge, one of our biggest or our largest days in the year is graduation and
Yes.
that graduation weekend. And so we are just not yet ready to give it up. And so we have selected 3 dates and 3 types of graduations that we would have for our seniors. The first is our May date that we'd have right before we leave for home. And so that's that May date. That May date probably won't happen, but if it does, we would have just a commencement service. So our second date is July 4th weekend, in which we would have, or we're planning for a 1 day service. We would have the baccalaureate service for church. Then we would have our parents, an opportunity to celebrate our parents during our lunch hour. And then that evening, we would have our commencement service. So that's July 4th. If July 4th doesn't work, we're going to go sometime in July, maybe the 18th or the 25th. So we are holding fast to having graduation, some type of graduation, maybe not with all the regalia that we usually have, but we would have some type of graduation face to face for our students if the state and the nation allows. Our last opportunity will probably be, and we don't even want to say it, but probably September 6th. We're not even thinking about that date because we hope and pray that our campus will be full of alumni on September 6th weekend, and that we would have a great opportunity to meet them. This thing will have passed us, and we will be well into our school year. So those are the opportunities that we're looking at right now to have graduation. And we are still pushing forward and praying that those things will transpire or happen for us.
And I'm happy to hear that it's not something that has kind of been written off as, oh, we just can't do it, that you're actively trying. You actually have 4 or 5 dates in place just in case, because you understand the importance of it. It's like a historic moment for Pine Forge Academy, a graduation. I mean, 20 years ago, I was just thinking about this the other day. 20 years ago, I was teaching at Pine Forge Academy, and I
Wow.
remember how important graduation weekend was for
Yes.
everyone, not just the students, even the faculty, the parents. You just see it's like this culmination of a wonderful experience. So I'm glad you guys understand the importance of that and holding out as long as you can for it.
Yes, we are definitely holding out, and we know that this is a large transition for our kids from teenage years to adulthood, from high school to college, and we just want to have the opportunity to celebrate them as best we can.
Awesome. Um, we know we have a lot of Pine Forge Academy supporters out there worldwide, even. And during this time, many are asking, what can I do to support the Academy during this crisis? Obviously, there are needs out there. Is there anything that people interested can do if they want to help the Academy at this time?
Well, we want to say thank you to everyone who have already been praying for us. We want to say thank you for their love, their support. We already feel the prayers that people have already sent up for Pine Forge Academy. So that's the first thing. Just continue to pray for us, continue to pray for our administration, that we move forward in the right vein, and that as things become so fluid, we have to think quick on our feet, as it were, have plans already available and already ready. We want to pray that we start the year on time, that we start the year with more than 150 students, that we start the year celebrating what Pine Forge is and moving through with that legacy. That's number one. Number two, how you can help us and support us is one time, if you're on Facebook or you're on Instagram and you are a Pine Forge Academy student or you're an alumni and you have a sweater, we're asking you to put that sweater on and say something encouraging to our students. We want it to be something incredible, that they understand that they're not in this alone. So put that Pine Forge sweater on and say, hey, I'm a Pine Forge alumni. I'm a Pine Forge alumnus, and I want to say, we are praying for you. So put that on your Instagram, put that on your Facebook page, put that on all of your stuff. When you're doing your TikTok dances, I see all of you doing that.
Oh, yes.
Pine Forge sweaters and say, we are encouraging you. The third thing that you can do as well is to donate to Pine Forge Academy. We have lost a lot of wages. We still have to pay teachers. We still have to pay our staff that are currently here. We have an incredible staff that have been very, what you can say, transitory as far as making sure that they're not doing the same job that they were doing before, but they're cleaning our dorms. We are wiping down things. We are sanitizing. We are doing the floors. We're trying to make sure that when our Pine Forge students come back for the next year, that we will be able to have a fresh and clean environment for them to come in. So we are still working, but we are still having some issues with our finances, of course, because we need donations as well. And we know that everyone is having problems there.
Exactly.
But if you have a little money stashed up somewhere and that you can help us, please go to our donate page and also our Pine Forge alumni page as well. And they have a donate button also. So please, please, please pray, wear that sweater, and also donate.
All right, great. Those are some great ways that people can give back. And I hope that those listening out there will. We love Pine Forge Academy and we want its legacy to continue strong. Well, we thank you so much for what you're doing, leading the Academy. Can you believe your first year? Could you ever anticipate that this is your first year at the Academy?
such a time as this, right?
Exactly.
I want
Well,
to say shout out to our team. They have been just amazing. And as Moses had his team lifting up his arms, that is what the administrative team has done for me, lifting up my arms through the battle. So I really, really appreciate them.
amen. It's nothing like a great team. Well, thanks again for everything you guys are doing. And please, people, donate, pray, wear that sweater, and support the Academy during this time. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
And we ask that you'll stay with us. We have a quick break and we'll be right back.
Why should young people care about the spread of coronavirus? Well, we know that people with underlying medical conditions over the age of 60 are at highest risk, but they've got to get it from somebody.
So we're asking everyone to be selfless for others so that we can protect those who are most susceptible.
Not going to bars, not going to restaurants. It all just means physical separation so that you have a space between you and others.
For more information on how you can social distance, please go to coronavirus.gov.
Thank you once again for staying tuned to AEC Today Reports. We're happy to have with us now another special guest, Mrs. Nadege Duvernay. Did I say your name properly? I always feel like
yes,
that.
You did. You actually did a beautiful job.
Thank you. Thank you. Nadege serves as our AEC Haitian Federation president, among so many other things. She's multi-talented. If you want something done well, Nadege is the one that you call. So Nadege, how are you?
I'm doing well under the circumstances of being quarantined with 4 little ones. So I'm alive. I'm well.
Okay, all right. We'll take that for now. We'll take that. So I mentioned you being the president of the Haitian Youth Federation, and very recently over the Easter weekend, which is typically you all's youth retreat weekend, you all decided to still have it, but to do it digitally. Tell us about that and what that experience was like.
So this is the first time in over 25 years that we canceled the Haitian Youth Federation retreat. Every single year. I've been going ever since I was 13 years old.
Wow.
So it's a huge deal that it was canceled. And to be honest with you, all of us were thinking that something needed to be done, but we couldn't quite put our hand on it on what we should do.
Right.
And I think that God inspired one of our Federation members, Brother Gadi Ulysses, and he came on our group text and he said, "Hey guys, what do you guys think about an idea of doing a virtual retreat? We can try to kind of combine all of the things that we do annually at Pine Forge and kind of do it digitally and virtually for everyone." So we ran with that idea. We kept the same committee.
Okay.
And they were able to pull it together. And it was very interesting, to say the least. It took a lot of time to kind of coordinate all the different pieces. But I think overall it went really, really well for our first time.
Yeah, I caught some of it myself. Now, it was streamed live on the Facebook page for the Federation. I saw some of your churches were also streaming it, and also on YouTube, right?
Yeah, so it was on YouTube, it was on Facebook. We had a couple of glitches. You had to refresh your screen a couple of times. Okay. But being that it was our first time, that was to be expected. However, it turned out to be a really, really great event.
Awesome. So if people want to check it out, where should they go to see the archive video?
They can go to our Facebook, our Facebook page. They can also go to our YouTube page. What we're trying to do as well is try to put it together in one video because of some of our technical difficulties. They kind of separated. So we're trying to combine the video and make one video that people can stream. So for now, they can watch the video on Facebook or on YouTube, but we're going to let everyone know when we have one full video together.
Okay, awesome. So I understand that the retreat is not the only thing you all have planned to keep the young people engaged during this crisis. Tell us about some of the other activities you guys have planned.
Yes. So we put a calendar together, and this calendar came together actually after a meeting with Pastor Graham and Orion. And they want the federations, the coordinators, the area leaders to put programs together. So I took that to heart and met with the team, and we have a great deal of programs that we're going to have in April. So we have this morning at 8 o'clock, we have our young adult devotion. Every single Sunday, we have a devotion that is led by different churches. Every Friday, we have a Vesper service with guest speakers. And then we also will be having a children's talent show for our children. We're going to try to attempt to have a game night as well. And we're going to have a Bible Bowl competition.
Wow, okay.
So we have a lot of programs that we want to put so that our young people can stay connected, can feel that they're not alone during this coronavirus time, and to just make sure that they stay engaged. So this was a calendar that we put together. It's on our website, so folks can see what's happening and when it's happening.
Give us that website, Nadej, for those who may not know.
Yep, it's www.hyfaec.org.
So you said, the reason you guys are doing this is because you want to see the young people continue to stay engaged. Have they been receptive so far to what you guys are putting out there? Are you seeing a good response?
Absolutely, absolutely. They are very, very excited. They are asking us to do something every single day.
Oh, wow.
However, a lot of us are still working from home.
Right.
There's a lot of moving pieces. So we're trying to do our best to feed their needs. A lot of them are on spring break right now, so they have the time and they just want to connect with one another. So we're trying to ensure that we keep up with the momentum, but they're very receptive, extremely happy, and we're happy just to see their faces as well.
Awesome. I think it's great that you guys are still finding opportunities to bring everyone together, and the fact that they want to do it daily is a testament to the quality of the programming that you guys are planning. So hopefully everyone will check it out. Even though it's the Haitian Youth Federation, it's open to everyone, right? To kind of be
involved. It is open to everyone. We have had folks from Texas, New York, all different conferences join us. So it's open to everyone. It's open to everyone.
Awesome. Well, we applaud you for what you're doing. Keep our young people engaged during this crisis. It helps them forget about all the craziness and stay focused on what's important. So we thank you all for your efforts.
Thank you. Thank you for shining the light on the Haitian Youth Federation. We're trying to do God's work, and we want to ensure that our young people during this time continue to stay connected, continue to be prayerful, and we will get through this.
Amen. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank
all right.
you.
And we hope you'll stay tuned on AEC Today Reports. We'll take a short break and we'll be right back.
As the nation's doctor, I often get asked, what should I do if I think I might have coronavirus?
People who are sick should stay home. You don't go to an emergency room. You don't go to a clinic. You get on the phone and you ask for advice and instructions from your physician.
We don't want you to go into the ER or the doctor's office without talking to them first because you might spread coronavirus to someone else. Please visit coronavirus.gov for more information.
Welcome back. We are here back by popular demand with Faye Gregory, our fitness guru. How are you doing, Faye?
Wonderful, Latasha. Hello.
Yes, we're so happy to have you back. Everyone was so pumped after your last visit. And so we said, we got to bring Faye back so that she could continue to motivate us to move. So today we wanted to talk about stress. Now, obviously being locked into our homes for several weeks now, I guess it's been over a month at this point. A lot of stress is building up, whether it's from people losing their jobs, parents trying to homeschool children, people worried about what happens next. It can build up a lot of stress or anxiety. Tell us, Faye, what does that do to our bodies physically when we allow stress to kind of take over us?
Okay. When our bodies become overstressed and taxed, what happens is disease can set in. We develop high blood pressure. We can develop diabetes. The anxiety causes a lot of adverse effects to our bodies, such as obesity. We may experience weight gain. I know I've been hearing from a lot of people that they've gained 5 to 10 pounds already over this past month. So there's the obesity, weight gain, arthritis, headaches, high blood pressure, and also we can develop the flu, and our immune system is weakened, and that makes us more susceptible to catching more colds. And heaven forbid we catch the COVID, we come in contact with that, and our bodies are not able to stave it off.
Yes. So, so we find that exercise is actually one of the ways that we can ward off this virus that we're trying to protect ourselves from. So speak to us a little bit more about that. How does exercise kind of help relieve stress and anxiety for individuals?
With only 5 minutes of aerobic exercise, that reduces the stress hormone. Okay, our endorphins increase, and we're able to, we feel better all over. We're able to fight off, and just, the body just acts in reverse, and we just, we're able to have more energy, and so on and so forth. Exercising will feel better, will make you feel better, and you'll have, you want to do more.
Yes, absolutely true. I find sometimes when people say, "Oh, go take a walk," it's not to cool off necessarily, but even that exercise of walking, taking a few minutes to walk when you're feeling overwhelmed, can help your body relax, and you feel better. So that makes complete sense.
Exactly. I know we have a lot of stress from our children. We may have stress from our spouses. A lot of us are working from home, virtually, and like you said, even walking for a period of time will help to reduce that stress. And also putting some music on and marching in place, aerobic dancing, Zumba, bike riding, getting some sunshine, vitamin D also helps as well to combat the stress.
Awesome. That's good to know. Good to know. And of course, we always like to put into practice some of the things that you're sharing with us. So are you willing to show us some exercises that can help us relieve stress and anxiety?
Absolutely.
Okay, great. We're so excited. So we're going to take a brief break, and then we'll come right back and we'll start those exercises. And we want all of you out there to join us as well. Okay, We'll be right back after the short break.
Okay, sounds great.
Hello, Allegheny East Conference family and friends. We understand that during this time, as much as we want to provide hope and encouragement for all of you, some of you are experiencing loss, or you have individuals who have been impacted by this virus and are currently in pain or discomfort. We want to pray for those individuals. So we ask that you go to our website, hit the prayer tab, and give us the opportunity to pray for and with you. We believe that God is still in the healing business, and He will work miracles on your behalf. So please let us pray with you. Just as we promised, we're here ready to move. We're trying to do exercises today that will help us reduce stress and anxiety. And Faye, share with us again the importance of exercise in relieving stress and anxiety.
Yes, indeed. Exercise is just really wonderful to help reduce stress. By moving our bodies and staying active, and also taking time to relax and breathe and stretch, it's also wonderful for your body. You will feel better, and we reduce the possibility of becoming sick and catching the flu, catching colds, catching COVID, coming in contact with it, those sorts of things.
Awesome. All right, so let's get started. Please, if you want to join us, go grab a mat very quickly. I'm going to use my extra carpet here in my living room, but grab something that you can sit on and join us, right? We don't want them to just watch us, right, Faye? We want them to be actively engaged.
Yes, I do. I want the viewers to be actively engaged with us. Yeah.
All right, let's hop right in. We're going to follow your lead.
Okay, wonderful. All right, everyone, let's stand up. Standing. Let's take a breath in. Lift your shoulders up towards your ears and exhale as you roll your shoulder blades back and down your back. Let's breathe in, inhale, and exhale. Deeper inhale this time. Inhale, lift your shoulders up towards the ceiling, and exhale as you roll your shoulder blades back and down your back. Now let's take a big circle, circling your arms and hands up and around in front. Inhale and exhale. Breathe. Let's get the breath flowing, oxygen flowing through your body. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale and exhale. Beautiful. Once again, let's take a breath in. Lift your shoulder blades up and exhale as you roll your shoulders back and down your back. Breathe in and exhale. Again, inhale and exhale. Wonderful. Now let's place our palms right on the sides of our legs. And we're going to slide our right palm down and our left palm up. Now our left palm down, right palm up. Right palm down, left palm up. You're going to feel wonderful stretching and tension releasing in your side. Left palm down, right palm up. Beautiful. Now let's roll the shoulders forward. Now roll the shoulders back. Again, roll the shoulders forward. Now roll the shoulders back. Beautiful. Now we're going to place our palms right in front of our thighs. And we're going to slowly slide the palms down the front of our thighs, all the way down to your ankles. Now make sure you keep a slight bend in your knees. I want you to spread your feet apart. Place your fingers together. And let's just gently sway our hands to the outside of our ankles. You're going to feel wonderful stretching in the back of your legs. Feel so good.
Great.
Also your spine. Just relax your head. Relax your face. Now let's grab a hold of your elbows as you're swaying from side to side. Again, feeling more wonderful stretching in the back of the legs. As we inhale and exhale, breathe. And try to keep your head above your heart. Wonderful. Now let's soften the knees. Slight bend in the knees. And we're going to take it all the way up. Back up onto our feet. Roll the shoulders back and down. Wonderful. Let's bring your hands together right in front of your heart. Palms together. Let's inhale, look up. Exhale, draw your belly button in toward your spine. Inhale, look up. Exhale, belly button in towards the spine as you bring your palms together. Inhale, look up. And exhale. Beautiful. Now give me goalpost arms. You're going to stretch the upper back. Take a breath and look up. Exhale, draw the belly button in towards your spine. Inhale, look up. Exhale over. Inhale, look up. Beautiful. Let's circle the arms up and around. I want you to lace your fingers together behind your back. These your fingers are laced together behind your back. We're going to take a breath in. And exhale as you turn your chin towards the sky. Inhale, and exhale. Chin up to the sky. Chin up to the ceiling. And release. Beautiful. Let's circle the arms around. And we're going to bring our hands together in prayer form. Lace your fingers together. Let's press out through the palms, rounding your upper back, really stretching the upper back, separating the trapezoids. Inhale in, palms in towards your heart. Exhale out. Inhale in. Exhale out. Inhale in. Beautiful. Let's bring our arms down by our side. Okay? Wonderful. You're doing great out there. How are we doing, viewers?
I know I feel good. This was wonderful.
Wonderful.
Already.
Down to our mat. I want you to come on down to your mat or towel. We're going to lie down on our backs. And I want you to stretch your arms and your head. Big stretch here. Point your toes. Flex your heels. Point your toes. Now flex your heels. Visualize somebody pulling you by your toes and your fingers. Stretching you. You know how animals wake up in the morning, the first thing they do is stretch. All right, now we're going to draw our thighs in towards your chest. We're going to hug the thighs into your chest. And this helps to reduce the tension in your lower back and your spine.
Yes, I feel that.
Place your hands on your knees and let's squeeze the thighs together as we circle our feet around to the right and then to the left. This releases tension in your knees if there's any there.
Wow, okay.
Wonderful. Now let's take the arms down to the floor, creating a letter T with your arms. And we're going to float our legs over to the right side. Keep your shoulders on the mat. This is a wonderful stretch here for your spine. We hold a lot of tension in our spine.
Yes.
Turn your face to the left. Breathe. Let's just hold it here for a few breaths. And now we're going to fan our legs up and over to the left side. Okay. Turn your face to the right. Hold it here for a few breaths. Let's bring the legs back to center. Bring your arms down by your side and place your feet flat down on your mat. Your knees are bent. Let's inhale as we hold your pelvis up toward the sky. Hips up, nice and high. Feeling wonderful stretching in your quadriceps. Exhale down halfway. Inhale, lift, pelvis lift into the sky. Exhale down, 2 more times. Inhale, lift. Exhale down. Once more, inhale, lift. And exhale down. Wonderful. Doesn't that feel great, viewers?
Feels awesome.
Awesome. Let's straddle the legs. The soles of the feet are together, touching. Okay? And we're going to sweep both arms overhead. Let's take a breath in. Inhale, exhale. Between your legs. Shoulder, neck, and head come up. Lower back, press into the mat. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale up. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale up. Wonderful. Now let's circle the arms around as we bring those thighs back into towards the chest. Okay, again, releasing tension in the lower back. Let's extend both legs up to the sky. Point your toes. Flex your heels. Point your toes. Now flex your heels. Okay, viewers, I want you to slide your hands all the way up the back towards your ankles. Try to reach them as high as you can. We're going to straddle open here. Now close. Inhale, open up. Now exhale, close. Beautiful. Let's rest it down. Bring your thighs towards our chest. Please still stand on your knees. Once again, circle the feet around to the right and then to the left. These are wonderful exercises that you can do at home with your spouse and with your children.
Kind of cool.
So, wonderful. Get everybody engaged. Wonderful. Now we're going to draw the thighs in towards the chest, and we're going to cross one foot over the other as we roll ourselves up, coming to a seated position. Place your fingers together. Let's straighten our spine. Inhale. And exhale, round. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, round. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, round. Wonderful. Okay, now let's roll over onto all fours. And we're going to round our spine like a cat cow stretch. Inhale, round. Exhale, extend. Inhale, round. Exhale, extend. 2 more times. Inhale, round. Exhale, extend. Once again, inhale, round. Exhale, extend. Wonderful. Now let's sit back on your heels. Slide your palms forward. We're in child's pose. Okay, try to come down as low as you can, resting your bottom on your heels. Wonderful, relaxing stretch. Okay, de-stressing stretch. Wonderful. Now let's come up onto all fours, and we're going to extend the right leg out. Press your heel back towards the floor. Okay, heel back. Roll forward on your toes, stretching those legs out. Nicely, very good. How are we doing, viewers?
Pretty good. Keep it up.
Awesome. Let's bring the right knee in. Now take the left foot out. Press your heel back. Roll forward. Press your heel back. Roll forward 2 more times. Press your heel back. Roll forward 1 more time. Press your heel back and roll forward. Let's bring the left knee in. Beautiful. Okay. Now we're going to come to a seated. Okay. Let's sit down. And I want you to place your hands behind you. So your legs are folded like a pretzel. Place your palms behind you. And let's take a breath in. Inhale. And while we're inhaling, we're going to lift our hips up off the mat, tilting our chin back towards the sky, and exhale down. Again, inhale, lift, hips up. Exhale down. 2 more times. Inhale, lift. Exhale down. Once more. Inhale, lift. Now exhale down. Wonderful. Okay, let's take a breath in. And I want you to twist to the left, placing your right hand on your left knee and your left hand behind you. Feeling a wonderful twist in your spine. Let's inhale back to center. And exhale to the right. Left hand's on the right knee, right hand behind you. Let's repeat that. Okay, and wonderful. And twist the other side. Beautiful. Feeling a wonderful stretch in our spine. Do you feel it, Natasha?
It feels great.
Wonderful. Now place your hands right above your knees. These are feel-good circles that I like to do in my classes because they help us to feel good all over. I want you to close your eyes. Watch me first to pick it up. Okay? We're in a circle. Inhaling and exhale. Inhaling and exhale. This feels really wonderful. Distressing, releasing. now let's reverse the circle. Feel good circle. Wonderful. Just kind of hang your head forward and sway from knee to knee. It's releasing tension in your spine. Let's sit up nice and tall with your palms facing up. Okay, I want you to lower your right ear to your right shoulder. Extend your left hand, circle your hand forward, and then reverse. You're gonna feel wonderful stretching in the left side of your neck. Can you feel it?
I do feel it. It feels awesome.
Now press down with that left palm towards the earth. Press down. Intensifying the stretch here. Okay, now let's come back. Bring your head back to neutral. Lower your left ear to your left shoulder. Extend your right hand, circle your hand forward. And now reverse. Okay, let's pat down with the right hand. Wonderful. Let's bring your head back to center. Lower your chin to your chest. Okay, so our chin is to our chest, stretching the back of your neck, top of your spine. We're going to slide the chin to the left shoulder. Now back to center. Right shoulder. And back to center. Left shoulder. Back to center. Right shoulder. And back to center. Okay, lift your head up. Let's take a breath in. Exhale, turn your face to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. Inhale, center. Okay, Latasha, we hold a lot of stress in our neck, and hopefully those few exercises will alleviate that stress in your neck. Feel tension there.
My back feels awesome. I don't know about anyone else out there, but mine feels great.
Just go ahead and shake your head no and yes. Okay? And I like to say in my classes, it's no excuses. Yes, I will take better care of my body. No excuses for not exercising. Yes, I'm going to try to do better and do a little activity every day. Okay, so we say no for excuses and yes. Wonderful. Let's take a breath in. Lift your arms and hands towards the sky. Bring your hands together for prayer before. We're going to lace our fingers together and take a breath in. These are angel breaths. Okay, inhale. Tilt your head back. Spread your elbows. Keeping your fingers laced together. Now exhale. Bring your elbows together, close, and bow. Inhale. Tilt your chin back. To the side. Exhale. Close your arms and down. Again, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Now exhale. Wonderful. Wonderful. Okay, let's lower your arms and hands down. I'm going to take you through a few wonderful breathing exercises that we can do to reduce tension, to reduce stress. And I want you to inhale for a count of 4. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're breathing into our belly. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Now exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Your lungs expanding with your breath. Inhale. And exhale. Nice and slow. 2 more times. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Now exhale. Wonderful. Lift your shoulders up with me on the inhale. Breathe in. Exhale, lower your shoulders down. And I like to breathe in through my nostrils and exhale through my nostrils. But you're welcome to breathe in through your nostrils and exhale in through your mouth if you choose. Whatever feels more comfortable for you. Okay, inhale. Exhale. Shoulders up, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Now exhale. Wonderful. Now just bow your heads for a moment and close your eyes. A little meditation, just thinking about our blessings. Just want you to think quietly. Think about your blessings. Waking up this morning. Blessings of seeing another day. Blessings of breathing, movement, of feeling. Blessings of love. Just think on these blessings. All positive things. Positive things. Wonderful. Now lift your head up with me. And we're going to lift our arms up towards the sky. Bring our hands together in prayer for one. I want you to turn your gaze up, Latasha viewers. And as we move our hands down, I want to keep in mind the blessings of having these magnificent bodies. It's so important for us to take good care of ourselves inside and out. And we must move, we must take time to relax and breathe. Sometimes things may be out of our control. We just have to, stay focused and do the best we can do and be the best person that we can be. Let's place your fingers together under your chin and take a breath in. Tilt your head back and exhale. One more angel breath, inhale and exhale. Wonderful. Let's circle our arms up and around and bring your hands together in prayer form once. I wish you all peace, hope, love, and blessing. May you continue to take excellent care of yourselves while we're exercising our social distancing and be in good health. God wants us to be in good health. He wants us to take good care of these magnificent bodies that are blessed. Take care for now and look forward to seeing you again.
Thank you so much, Faye. That was awesome. I'm sure all of you are feeling just as relaxed and stress-free as I am right now. What an awesome way to end our episode today. Thanks again, Faye.
You're very welcome. My pleasure. I look forward to seeing you all again.
Yes, Faye's going to be back. We're going to hope to have her every 2 weeks coming in, giving us more exercises that we can do to help us, not just during the crisis, but beyond the crisis, to stay healthy. And mentally healthy is important as well, and exercise is a part of that. Thank you so much, Faye.
You're very welcome. Yes.
And we thank you for joining us on this episode of AEC Today. We'll see you every Tuesday and Thursday at 7 p.m. Thanks for tuning in. Enjoy your weekend. Don't forget to check out our website for more information, as well as the list of churches who are streaming live. All right, we'll see you next time on AEC Today Reports.
Take care, Latasha. Take care, viewers.
Bye, Faye. Thanks
again.
Bye.